morning, good afternoon, good evening to anybody watching this video from wherever you are in the world. I'm Andrew from 510 Books. It is Monday, July, 14th, 2025. And I have put everything together I sold on eBay. Nothing sold on Amazon over the weekend, unfortunately. But I did sell 12. I have 12 sales on eBay, which included 4 lots and 8 individual items. A lot of CDs this weekend. As you can see, lots of individual CDs over there, and I had 2 CD lots. So it was good sales over the weekend on eBay. You know, it's July. This particular time of the year or of the summer is busy. July for sure is the busiest month when it comes to people traveling and being outside, taking vacations, not being on eBay, not being on Amazon as much. So considering that, I'm happy with the sales. I didn't get anything like a monster big sale. I got a decent sized one, but anyway, I'll share it with you. But anyway, you keep listing. Here's what I say, guys. Keep listing items that people want to buy based on, how do you know what they want to buy? Well, it's based on what has sold in the past. Number one, on eBay, you can check the last 90 days. So that's a good barometer. And number two, of course, Amazon, you can check further back with some of the paid apps that you can get for like $10 a month. On eBay, 90 days. So how many times something has sold or not sold in the last 90 days, what it's sold for, and then how many are currently listed, and what are those prices, right? And you can decide based on that information what to list. So you source, you list, you sell, you ship, right? So it's about listing items people want to buy. The more you list, the more you sell. And then on top of that, if you want to, you can promote each individual item anywhere from 2 or 3% up to whatever you want. Of course, eBay is going to recommend 10, 15, 20%. I tend to do between 2 and 5 when I first list something. And then I might bump it up later on, many months down the road. If it is not sold, I might bump it up to 7, 9%. I've gone as high as like 10 or 12, but that's rare. It's usually anywhere between 2 and 5 to start, and then as high as 9. Also, as items do not sell and they get older, you can run discount sales. So it's really important to run those discount sales so that you move older inventory. If it hasn't sold in 9 months, if it hasn't sold in 3 months, if it hasn't sold in 6 months, if it hasn't sold in a year, I would highly suggest running consistently every day, running discount sales on those older items. So that's how you continually sell stuff, right? The better stuff you list, i.e. stuff that people want to buy very quickly or relatively quickly, the more you sell. That's really the bottom line. But you have to get really good at finding good sources and getting through all the stuff that's not worth listing and getting to the good stuff. So let's start with the lots. I sold this one, not worth selling, guys. Don't bother. Even if you get it for free. I did a trade with this. Anthony Robbins, Get the Edge. It's these are essentially audiobooks. So they're not DVDs. Of course, there is a DVD set of this. And it's sold for $7.20. By the way, this has been listed since 2023, so it's another, it's a reminder to not. That's not something I'll list if I come across it again. The set that I've talked to you guys about, this one here, is much better. If you have the complete set, especially if it comes in this box, it'll sell for much more money and much faster. I have a lot of experience selling that. Of course, DVDs do great as well. This one was in my second bookstore as I went through some boxes in the back. It's Babylon 5 collectible card game. There's 3 of them in here. Sold it for $20 plus shipping. Just clearing out items, making a little money off of them, and keep it moving, right? Here's an example of a very large 15 CD lot of Tim McGraw. These two look the same, but this one has Accelerated Deluxe on it. So they're all different. 15 of them. This was from those 5 CD-only Gaylords or pallets that I got several years ago. This sold for $22.71. Been listed for a while. Initially listed it for $31.99. Ended up selling it for $22, but that's because I had a discount sale running. So again, even with 15 different or unique titles from one artist, it still doesn't necessarily mean it's going to sell right away. It depends on the artist, right? I don't have that much luck with country, but other artists definitely in groups can do a lot better. This one is the singers and songwriters from Time Life. This sold for $17.74. There's only 5 of them. Recently, I sold another bigger lot. So obviously, the more you have in a lot, the better, for sure. And if you can complete the lot or the set or the series, it's going to go for even more money. Over here, I sold 6 individual CDs. A variety of different stuff. This is Spanish language. This is Charlie Crockett. What is this one? That's Ronald Reagan. Themes from the General Electric Chair. So this one is Mithril. So let's see, this one, and this one sold are from those 5 CD only pallets. And then this one is a donation. This is a donation. And this is a local buy from November of last year. So this sold for $12. These all sold plus shipping. So $12, $10.64, $13.50, $18, $17.03, and $7. So a real variety from $7 all the way up to $18. That was the range. And all of these sold through discount sales that I'm running. So they've been all listed for quite a while. But anyway, that's why it's important to run those discount sales. This is the most recent sale I had from a donation. 25 boxes donated of books in February 8th of this year. How to Overcome Nervous Stomach Trouble by Joseph F. Montague. And believe it or not, would you believe it? It sold for $39.99. Turns out it's pretty rare and it's in pretty good shape. It's got some stains here and whatnot, but it's all intact. $39.99, guys. So don't thumb your nose at older books. Plus shipping on that one. And then this one sold. This was the highest priced one. Mime Very Own Book. This was a local buy from last month, June 6th. It was a $40 local buy. So I've already made the money back, but this is all profit in terms of that. So there's mimes in here, and it's signed. Check it out. So it's signed by a bunch of people. That makes it more valuable than it not being signed, obviously. And it sold for $70.99 plus shipping. Took about a month to sell, so $71 sale. Just goes to show that all kinds of stuff sells. A mime book that is signed, and it's sold. So keep listing good stuff. Keep running discount sales on older items. Promote individual items if you want. I promote them for the most part. Unless it's something that I can see that's going to sell almost instantly. I don't have to bother promoting it. I will still promote it, even at 2%, not a big deal. You know, off of a $100 sale, 2% is $2. So it's worth it to me. But some people don't like to do that. It's just a way for eBay to make more money. But nonetheless, it helps me sell more items. So list good stuff. If you list everything that you come across, you might get more sales, but, or not. But you're not necessarily going to make much money off of those. And even if you list something for $50 and you think it's going to, but you didn't do much research on it, I don't know how you would be able to know what to list it for anyway if you don't do the research. But it might not ever sell, or it might take forever. It might end up selling for $10. So don't waste your time listing everything that you come across. Instead, spend your time researching items on eBay or on Amazon, whichever. Use both. I like to use both tools to figure out if something's worth selling. So if there's a demand and there's a low supply, almost guaranteed that the price is going to be much higher. Right? If there's a steady demand but a low supply or relatively low supply, if it's a good sell-through, you're probably going to get some good money for it. If there's only 5 of them for sale, but the last 90 days, 15 of them have sold, 100% guaranteed that yours will sell within 90 days. Barring pricing it too high, of course. If you're pricing it where it is, if everything's selling for, let's say, like $40 to $50 and you price yours for $80, unless it's signed or unless it's brand new, you're probably not going to get that $80. Just a random example, right? So I hear, I read and hear a lot of people saying, oh, I can't get any sales on eBay. But you have to have those things in place. You've got to list consistently. Do you have to list every single day? No. But pretty consistently, stuff that people actually want to buy. Do your research. Spend your time on the research, right? Don't list everything. If you got 100 items that you got for free or for like 10 bucks, but maybe only 10 of them are worth listing, list those 10 and the other ones, forget about it, right? If you can't make money off them, you can't. But if you can make, off of the $10, you can make $200 off of those 10 items. I'm just, as an example, then why not just do that instead of listing all 100 of them? So anyway, all right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next video.